Greetings, everyone. We had to pull off of the house build project to do some work here at the house where we live. We're going into wildfire season, and the other day we had a fire department representative come through from CAL FIRE, and he had some suggestions on how to improve or harden our defense against wildfire with the house. So the other day, Kerri and I started with, we went ahead and we raked all the needles on the hillside you see behind me here. There's a little more to do on the hillside at the back of the driveway. And then I'll walk you through a couple of the other suggestions that the inspector made. So one of the things the inspector really stressed was keeping 10 feet of clearance around your house of anything flammable. So right off the bat, he asked that we get all these leaves up, which totally makes sense. He said if there's a ground fire, that ground fire will just creep and light those leaves on fire, and then they can go up the wood posts and whatnot. So that was the first thing that he saw actually from the street as he pulled up, saying, please, get all the leaves and clear anything that's flammable, other than the wood structure of the house. Keep everything at least 10 feet. The further you can go out, the better, but right now they're just striving for 10 feet of clearance. The other thing the inspector pointed out here in our breezeway entry is there is tan bark in between the sidewalk and the house. This was put in before we bought the house, and he said that the embers, if there is a fire, the embers could blow into that tan bark. The tan bark will catch on fire, and then could either creep up the wall, or it could the heat could cause your window to shatter, and then your drapes catch on fire, or anything else inside the house could catch on fire as well, and that would just make things even worse. So we're going to get the bark out from along the foundation of the house, and we're going to put gravel in there instead. The former owners also installed bark along the front of the house in this walkway, and then down this side of the house and the walkway to the deck entrance. So we're going to get that bark out as well. And then the other thing the inspector didn't like was having just loose firewood stacked against a structure. That is my firewood shed, and he said, at least get the wood and get it inside. It has a better chance, and that way, if once we clear all the leaves here, it's not going to catch the wood on fire, to catch the wood shed on fire. So that's the third thing we're going to do. And the last thing, of course, is just a lot of leaf cleanup in the backyard and up along the area of the house. And then I'll probably get the string trimmer and clear out this weeded area here, which came in after we completely cleaned the property when we first moved in, and now we actually have weeds coming up, because before there was so much dense packed leaves and pine needles that nothing would grow through. So unfortunately, that's the bad thing about clearing your land, is now it gives an opportunity for weeds to come up. So that's the plan for today. yesterday, Kerri, Matthew, and I were able to fill up my 7-foot wide by 14-foot long trailer that's 2 feet deep with all the needles and leaves and everything from the cleanup. So today I'm headed down to the waste management facility. So just to follow up on the fire prevention steps we did to our house recently, we finished clearing this whole hillside here, all the way around of all the pine needles, and all the way down the side yard, and I'll take you into the backyard in a second. The firewood was all removed that we had stacked there. It was got all cut up and is now in the shed. And we've got all the gravel in the next to the house where the tan bark was. All along the breezeway, same thing. And then in the carport, all the leaves were cleaned out in here. And now we'll go around back. And the last part, all the leaves were cleaned out from around the house in the backyard. And we did the whole backyard area out to the fence. The fire inspector was not concerned about anything beyond the fence, which was kind of a surprise to me, but maybe later in the year, once these weeds are done sprouting up, I'll get out there with my string trimmer and clean those up. And the last little section was up this side of the property line. This fence is was just an animal fence. Our property line goes basically where along this edge here. And during the winter, all the water runs down here, so it really took a lot of leaves with it. So that was a not so fun project that took us away from the house build for about 3 days, but probably necessary nonetheless. I want to thank the inspector from CAL FIRE for coming by and bringing those things to our attention. And I want to thank you all for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.